Hi YouTube fans, this is HSifTac back with another knife review. The one that I currently am holding is called the Buck Vantage. It's USA made. It says right there on the tang. USA 345 model. And this particular model, it has a paperstone handle. At least that's what they call it. Some type of cardboard glue-ish mix. I don't know. It kind of feels like plastic to me. But if it is made out of paper, this paperstone, one has to wonder what it would do if it was soaked in water for a long period of time. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. It just feels cheap. This was a fairly cheap knife at $35. It's got some lines in the handle here. I guess that's, you know, just for aesthetics. It doesn't really help with grip. It's got the anvil symbol there. That's Buck's trademark. The nice thing about this one is that I had another Vantage. It was the plastic model, and the blade actually rubbed the liner. This one is actually centered in the middle, and I was able to get the other one centered also with through the adjustable screws. They do have adjustable screws. It has a it's a very nice pocket clip. I do like the pocket clip. It's a very deep pocket clip. It goes all the way down. It literally hides the knife in your pocket, which is very nice. You can take the pocket clip off with those screws, which is super cool. What's the bad about this knife? Well, there's a whole lot of bad. In fact, I would not recommend this knife, even at $35. I think Buck ought to sell it for about $10. Why? Because I don't think it's worth any more than that. Why you say that, HSifTac? Well, I'll tell you why. This thing, when you hold it upside down, it should have a ball detent that holds it in. And moderate pressure doesn't make it come out like that. It's really easy. Oh, there it came out. What about a hard pressure? It came out fully. And that's with my left hand. You know, is it going to come out in your pocket? Probably not. You know, that's a light shake. But anything medium jerked, and it's falling out of the thing. And I never recommend a knife to anybody that's not safe. Safety first in all things. Safety awareness first eliminates tragedy yearly, and that's why I can't recommend unsafe knives. Another interesting thing about the Vantage, I've seen the Nut and Fancy recommended these knives. That's one of the reasons why I bought this knife. But I tell you right now, these knives are junk. And the reason why I say that, okay, they're not complete junk, but they're slightly above junk. Because, like I said, this is a problem. That is a huge problem. It has like a Spyderco knockoff right there. This some type of oval thing. Okay, so that doesn't work very well trying to get the knife open. And then you have this little flipper in the back, and it don't work very well either. So what is the purpose of even having a flipper if it don't work? Do they even test these knives before they like send them off to the machines to have them built by the thousands? Because this, it took me forever to like actually get the practice down, that little nub, to actually get this knife to flip open. I can do it now, but I can't do it regularly. Like if I try to do it 5 times in a row, that's 1, 2, 3. There, it didn't quite go. So that's what I'm saying. You can't have 100% one-handed opening with this thing, fast anyway. And a lot of people, they just try to do it like this. They just flip it open. But to me, this flipper design is just simply flawed. The one-handed opening, this, you know, you grab it, you get it about halfway, and then you have to grab it again to open it all the way up. To me, that's junky. What's nice about this knife is that you get a lot of blade right there. I don't know, that's 3 3/4, 3 1/2, it's something. And I tell you right now, that's a lot of steel. And on top of that, it's got Buck's hollow grind on it. And that is super nice. That is a very, very good grind on the knife. I mean, super sharp, 420, whatever they use. And it locks up with a thin liner lock there. It comes over pretty far. Hasn't been used heavily. I'm trying to show you in there that the liner looks fairly thin compared to the tang. And it comes over fairly far with very moderate use. It's not skeletonized on the inside. It makes this knife heavier than what you think it would be because of that. Overall, this is a great blade. Like, Buck knows how to make a blade. They just don't really know how to make a working liner lock very well. They don't know how to skeletonize the liners. There is some slight up and down movement there. And the reason why is because of that weak liner lock. There is some slight up and down there. It's not a bank bolt. Is it acceptable? Probably acceptable, and I have strict tolerances. But still, it's just the fact that there's no jimping up here on the top. It feels fairly slick. Just all over it's slick. I mean, you know, they couldn't use G10. They had to use cardboard. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, can I use it to cut open boxes and everyday task? Yeah. Is it a beat 'em up knife? For sure. But I can't help but compare it to the Spyderco Persistence, which has a very nice liner lock compared to that blade tang. I mean, you can see that looks like a frame lock. You have jimping, aggressive jimping up at the top, and you do have the spider hole that makes it very easy to open. I never have any problem opening this knife 100% of the time, every time. And let's see, it's got G10 for the handle material, which is very nice, and skeletonized liner locks. Now, I did a review of this knife on another video, so you can take a look at that later. It also has a lanyard hole. This is in the same price range, no lanyard hole, non-adjustable pocket clip. And that liner lock is cheapened. There's no skeletonized liners making it heavy. There is some blade play up and down. Let's see if you can hear. It's more of a listening thing. Up and down is just not good. Even if it's tolerable, it's just not good. Now, the only thing that I really like about this knife is the fact you're getting a lot of blade, and you're getting that hollow grind from Buck, and that is 420 high carbon or whatever it is that they use. It does sharpen up really easily. It doesn't rust, and it is very, very sharp. But would I buy this knife again? Absolutely not. Would I recommend it to somebody? Absolutely not. You know, I'm not going to get rid of it simply because I can use it as a just for tasks that I don't want to use my other knives for. This would be called into duty. But for $30-some plus, I just cannot recommend the Buck Vantage. I recently bought a mini Bantam, which is all riveted, just a little mini Bantam, and it's made in China. And when I got it out of the package from Kmart, the blade was so loose and wobbly up and down, felt like the blade was going to fall out. And, you know, it's riveted, so there's no adjustment to it. I just took it back to Kmart. I called Buck, and they said, why don't you just send it back to us, because we have the forever warranty. Well, their warranty is fantastic and all, I'm sure, but it was a $10 knife. So am I going to spend the shipping and everything to ship that back to Buck? I don't think so. And so that's the end of this review. I shall see you all later. Subscribe if you like. Click the like button. Bye.